My name is Dunia Garcia-Ontiveros, and I'm the head of Library and Museum Collections at the Society of Antiquaries of London. The Society was founded in 1707, making it the second oldest learned society in Britain after the Royal Society. Our beginnings are quite humble and informal. It all began one December evening when three friends met in a tavern and made a pledge. The first of these three men was Humphrey Wandley, who was a librarian and an expert in ancient manuscripts. The second was John Talman, pictured here with his wife and parents. He travelled around the continent, making architectural drawings and collecting art and antiques. Finally, there was John Bagford, who trained as a shoemaker, but went on to become a bookseller. They shared a passion for the past and agreed to meet every Friday evening to talk about history and antiquities. Other scholars and enthusiasts who felt the same fascination for relics and antiquities soon joined them. And in 1717, 10 years after that first meeting, the informal group became a society. From then on, new members were elected and formally admitted. In 1751, the Society was awarded a royal charter, and its role became formalised with a mission statement: the encouragement, advancement and furtherance of the study and knowledge of antiquities and history in this and other countries. After much moving around, in 1753 the Society rented a house in Chancery Lane, and its book collection, which up until then had been small enough to fit in a box, began to grow. The ever-expanding Society and its collections needed larger premises, and in 1780 it moved into Somerset House, where a spacious and well-organised library and museum became a real centre of research for early archaeologists. However, in the 19th century, government needed space at Somerset House for its growing civil service, and it persuaded the antiquaries to move out by offering them a new home. In 1874, the Society moved into its current purpose-built premises, New Burlington House. Over its long history, the Society has been crucial in discovering, recording, preserving, and promoting understanding of the material past. In 1802, when the Rosetta Stone arrived in England, it was first presented at the Society, where plaster casts were made and given to the universities of Oxford, Cambridge and Edinburgh, and to Trinity College Dublin. These prints of the inscriptions were circulated among scholars across Europe. In the 19th century, the Society began to fund building conservation as well as research, and it convened the first conference of leading archaeological societies of England and Wales. At the same time, it started sponsoring excavations at sites such as Stonehenge. The Society has also been instrumental in establishing organisations that play a key role in preserving the past, such as the Ancient Monuments Inspectorate, now English Heritage and its equivalents for Scotland and Wales, as well as the 3 Royal Commissions on Historical Monuments and the Council for British Archaeology. The Society's original mission statement continues to guide everything we do, and it has shaped our objectives, which are to foster public understanding of our heritage, to support research and communicate the results, and to engage in the formulation of public policy on the care of our historic environment and cultural property. Today, the Society has over 3,000 fellows. Our fellowship is international, and our fellows' interests cover all aspects of the material past. We are an educational charity, and we receive no support from public funds. We continue to support research by awarding grants to a wide spectrum of researchers and students. Each year, we award a total of £250,000. Our William and Jane Morris Conservation Grants support church conservation, and we have a programme of 6 different funds that provide grants for research and research-related travel. They support a broad range of projects, as these publications show, from mammoths and Neanderthals to the history of dress. Some of our more recent awards are sponsoring research into the archaeology and memory of Jewish East London, the archaeology of early Islamization in Oman, and modern Chinese fashion. Publication has been a core activity for the Society almost from its earliest days. Vetusta Monumenta, or Ancient Monuments, is a series of 7 volumes published between 1747 and 1906. It contains engravings of antiquities, manuscripts, historic buildings and monuments made from drawings by professional artists employed by the Society. Archaeologia, or miscellaneous tracts relating to antiquity, was published between 1770 and 1992. The Society's proceedings were published between 1849 and 1920, when they were superseded by our current main publication, the Antiquaries Journal. We also publish research reports and other monographs, such as this wonderful volume on the Staffordshire Hoard. We have a long tradition of public advocacy for the material remains of the human past, and we continue to draw on the expertise of our fellows as active and respected advocates for heritage issues in Britain and abroad. We have a busy events programme which includes not only fellows' meetings and lectures, but also public lectures, public tours, talks, conferences, seminars, workshops, open days, book launches, etc. You can join many of our events online, and you can see our past lectures on our YouTube channel. We also provide a venue for over 60 smaller organisations and societies to hold their meetings and events. Another way in which we support research is through access to our collections, which are extremely varied. We have a library, archives, and 2 museum collections. Our library is one of the leading libraries on archaeology, architectural history, medieval decorative arts, and other subjects based on the study of the material remains of the past. We have an outstanding collection of around 130,000 books and journals, including many early printed books and some 50 incunabula, such as this edition of Dante's Divine Comedy, printed in Venice in 1491. Over 1,600 Civil War tracts, and one of the largest and most important collections of royal proclamations and broadsides in the country. The result of some 300 years of acquisition and donations, our library has a wide range of obscure, rare, and hard-to-find material not available elsewhere. Our institutional archives form an unbroken record of the Society's existence and activities from its first formal meeting in 1718. They tell the story of a society that played a key role in shaping the nation's relationship with the past, and the early minutes of weekly meetings often contain beautiful illustrations. Our collection of manuscripts contains around 1,000 examples ranging in date from the 10th to the 20th centuries, including this 15th century Italian choir book. We also hold a collection of over 45,000 armorial bookplates. Our collection of rubbings of monumental brasses and incised slabs contains some 13,000 items and is one of the most comprehensive in existence. Over the years, we have accumulated an extensive photographic collection which includes some 20,000 lantern slides. The museum at Burlington House contains over 40,000 items. Among these are some 25,000 prints and drawings, like this drawing of a hypocaust discovered in Lincoln, or this one of a stained glass window in Newhall, Essex. The collection also contains archaeological artifacts, such as this stunning Bronze Age shield found in Scotland, and many other objects spanning from the prehistoric to the early post-medieval period. This great seal of the Commonwealth from 1651, showing Oliver Cromwell's Parliament, is part of our collection of around 11,000 seals and seal impressions. There are also many examples of ceramics, including this charming little perfume bottle from 4th century BC, found in Italy, as well as textiles, jewellery, weapons, pilgrim badges, tools, and many other items. The Society also owns Kelmscott Manor, the former summer residence of William Morris. The museum collection housed there contains around 800 objects which represent the applied and decorative arts produced or collected by William Morris, Dante Gabriel Rossetti, as well as Jane and May Morris. The collection also relates to the pre-Morris occupancy of the manor. Our collections are physically accessible to fellows, and external researchers can also consult them by appointment. We are working very hard to make a growing number of items digitally accessible through our website as well. There are other ways in which we share our collections. Burlington House, unlike Kelmscott Manor, does not have an exhibition space, and in the past we have used the summer pauses in Fellows meetings to host occasional exhibitions in both our meeting room and council room. Some of our treasures are on long-term loan to other museums, like this 12th century copper and enamel casket, one of at least 40 designed to distribute St. Thomas Becket's relics across Europe. They can be seen at the British Museum, the National Gallery, and several other museums in the UK. We also regularly loan some of our objects to external exhibitions, both in the UK and abroad. Recently, we launched our first online exhibition, entitled Henry VIII, Defender of the Faith. This is only a very brief overview of the Society's past and present role and the riches of our collections. I hope this video will inspire you to explore further, to visit us, and to use our resources in your research.